live from the MAC. It is time to kick off the Monroe University Invitational. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monroe Mustangs YouTube channel. I'm Ben Smith here on the call with you live from the MAC, and it's time for day one of the Monroe University Invitational before we round off home play for the calendar year. It'll be your Monroe Mustangs taking on Daytona State College. Taking a look at these two teams for the Mustangs as well as Daytona State Falcons. The Mustangs sit at 7-3 overall right now and are on a hot streak of having won 4 straight, and they are also undefeated at home. And they've coming off a 88-59 dominant win on December 6th versus Baltimore City. Swinging over to the Daytona State side of things, they're also in a pretty solid spot too, 7-3 overall. They've lost a little momentum, having 2 straight losses, one against Tallahassee State College down in Pensacola, as well as number 13 Chipola College down in Tallahassee, where they lost 73-67. Looking at the box score for that contest, leading the way for Daytona State were Trey Wilson with 15 points, Noah Mendy with 12, and Alex Harper with 11. And then we swing over to Monroe side of things, looking at the box score from the Baltimore City College game. They came out of that with a solid performances with Nico Pena, 16 points, and Nick Williams with 13, the only 2 players to go in double digits there. Another notable, though, is Fakir Mosley with 7 points and 5 assists. So with that, folks, we turn it down courtside for today's opening ceremonies here on the Monroe Mustangs YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Time, we ask everyone please rise and remove your hats and join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's run down this evening's starting lineup. First for the visiting number 10 Daytona State College Falcons. The assistant coaches are Adrian Davila and Rob Thomas. The head coach is Joey Kempkins. Starting at guard, a sophomore standing 6'3", number 0, Trey Wilson. At guard, sophomore standing 6'3", number 3, Alex Harper. Also at guard, a sophomore standing 5'9", number 4, Tyrese Lacey. Forward, sophomore standing 6'6", number 2, Noah Mendy. And at center, a sophomore standing 6'9", number 32, Ryan Ewing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Daytona State College Falcons. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Monroe Mustangs.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is Daniel Weiss on the public address with the opening ceremonies. Ben Smith here on the call with you for this competitive contest for day one of the Monroe University Invitational between your Monroe Mustangs and the Daytona State Falcons. As I look down here, our starters, Daytona State. There's 4 players for Daytona who have double digits in average points scoring this season. You have Mendy at 17.5, Harper 12 points, Wilson with 11.8, and Lacey with 10.9. Only 2 players averaging double-digit in scoring right now for on the men's basketball side for the Mustangs as we get underway. And that's from Nasir Kirksey and Nick Williams. So tip-off one initially by Daytona, but then this gets stolen away with a nice steal there from Abraham Rosario. Playing well there, always solid at forward. And now we have, starting off their first play for the Mustangs, Nico Pena at the point. Pass outside to Mosley. Mosley trying to find his way through. Quite a lot of height for this Daytona team. And there's a shot from 3. Doesn't go through for Mosley. And the big man, 6'9" forward, Ryan Booley, able to get that rebound. But then errant pass intended for Alex Harper goes out of bounds. So inbounding opportunity here for the Mustangs, and now they will get possession. Still looking for the first basket of the game. Pena trying to work his way down with pressure being applied by Lacey. At the point, trying to call for a play, tipped out of bounds by Tyrese Lacey, trying to go for the steal there. A 5'9" point guard from the graduate of Layton Christian Academy. Bounded here, double backed, mid-range jumper, and that one is good for Nick Williams to strike first blood in this contest on behalf of the Mustangs. Now at the point here, see if Daytona can fight their way through. Mendy fights his way outside to Harper. Corner 3, doesn't go through for Lacey. Scramble for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds off of Daytona, and it'll be a Mustangs ball here. As I mentioned before the ceremonies, right now the Mustangs are undefeated in home play, 4-0 at home, 7-3 overall. They've struggled a little bit on the road. That's going to be tipped out of bounds by Booley. So still be a Mustangs ball here, 15 seconds still on the shot clock. So for the Mustangs, how stout they've been at home, there's definitely a feel of home court advantage, and Daytona is a long ways from home transporting here, and a foul. And it was going to get Noah Mendy, and that'll be the first foul of the contest. And Nick Williams now will inbound. Gets it inside to Mosley. Mosley trying to find his way through, 5's lane himself, overshoots the basket just a little bit, and that'll be rebounded easily by Booley. Booley's going to be making any of these Mustangs pay the price for it in terms of if they want to get any rebounding done, he's going to be the big man to go through. And looks like they gotten some height right. Got Kylan Tahart, who's at 6'8", trying to match up with him, but also Abraham Rosario stands at 6'8" as well. And right there, just as I say that, as Tahart is able to get the rebound as well for the Dutchman. Here comes Mosley trying to drive through, loses it, and it's going to get picked off. Here's a fast break, and a beauty of a dunk as taking flight is Noah Mendy. And that ties it back up at 2 apiece here at the MAC. Still 17:30 to go here in this first half. Plenty of basketball still to play. Pena trying to fight his way through. Pass outside to Hart. To Hart from 3. Oh, and nothing but net and swish on that one. And we love that one here for the Mustangs faithful. Getting excited about that one. 5-2 now, the Mustangs lead over the Daytona State Falcons. I wonder if any of these Daytona players are fellow NASCAR fans, given that they are right next to the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. Pass inside, and then back outside. Corner 3 attempt, and that one is good for Alex Harper. So matching right now, whenever Monroe is able to pull off something good for the Mustangs, it's usually matched by somebody early on here by Daytona. Mustangs in that yellow and blue, and foul. Pena trying to get to the inside. The black with blue lettering and numbers for Daytona. It's a foul against Ryan Booley. Some substitutions here. It'll be Trey Wilson and Noah Mendy come out. And we get Adrian Shackleton comes in, as well as Flamio Mateus. And then we have Riley Dunn coming in for Monroe. Monroe able to get the score there. And now back underway for the next possession. Bewley pass outside. Great defense being played there by the Mustangs to keep not giving them a lot of space too much. Daytona really wants a 3 right now. Oh, and a good steal there for Nico Pena. He's got all the time in the world. No! What a run back by number 15 of Flamio Mateus. I think Pena got a little complacent there, and he paid the price for it. What a hustle bounding down the court for Flamio Mateus, the 6'9" guard. That saved them a basket. He inbounded here. Pass outside to 3, and that one is good for Adrian Shackleton. And now that gives Daytona State the advantage by 1. Mustangs looking to regain the initiative here. Mosley getting double teamed on the press right now. From 3, doesn't go through for Nick Williams. Easily rebounded. And Daytona sent him for the next play. Lacey at the point, calls for a play. Goes to the corner towards Harper. And then inside now towards Mateus. Mateus goes for the shot. I think they may call it dead. Looks like a travel call. And we have a substitution as well for the Mustangs. King Fang Pang comes in, and he will substitute for Tahart. We've seen King Fang Pang get some, during the Baltimore City contest, had some pretty big dunks for the highlight reel, and there's a foul. That'll be against the Mustangs. Number 0, Nasir Kirksey gets called for that one. First foul for the Mustangs in this contest. 14:52 to go here in the first. The ball will be inbounded here by Harper. Passing around the outside. Daytona looking for an opportunity. Reverse. And then out from 3. Oh, what a shot there for Harper. Put that in under coverage. Now Daytona leads by 4. Mustangs need an answer. Kirksey. Over outside. Pang loses the handle on it. Recovered on the back end. Thrown up for a shot for the Hail Mary champs by Mosley. Doesn't go through. And now here comes Daytona. Looking for that next opportunity. Pass inside. And then back outside. Lacey. Then back to the point to Harper. Daytona State seems to be looking for something. Looking like an alley-oop. Either an alley-oop or an errant pass attempt. I'm not sure what I just saw there. And it turns back over to the Mustangs. Shot from 3, and that's a beauty for Kirksey. We love that one. Back up to now a 1-point game. Either an alley-oop, errant pass, or skyhook attempt. Didn't go in for Tyrese Lacey. And that's going to give possession. It goes out of bounds, gives possession back to the Mustangs. We have a substitution here. Tavian Tyler. A freshman from Mount Vernon, New York. Local kid substitutes in, and he will replace Mosley. And then over on the on Daytona side, Daniel De Los Santos substituted in along with Adil Lopez to replace Tyrese Lacey and Alex Harper. Pressure being applied by De Los Santos, trying to force a mistake from Tyler. Pass outside to Kirksey, doesn't go in from 3. They get the rebound. King Fang Pang. Then outside towards Dunn. Shot from 3 is going to be short for Williams. And that turns the ball back over to Daytona. Oh, big scramble for the ball here in the paint. Sedina NDA, trying to hold on to it, and it barely does, and pass outside to Shackleton. And right now, Shackleton can try and take it himself. Under pressure, pass outside, shot from 3, and that one is good for Daniel De Los Santos. That's back up to a 4-point lead now for Daytona. They're trying to hold on to that lead with every fiber of their being. Layup, and good for Nick Williams. To close the gap back to 2. So back and forth it's been between these two teams. No one's really given anybody anything for free there, and that one just barely missed for Shackleton. Mustangs were very fortunate there. Pressure being applied towards Kirksey from De Los Santos, trying to force a mistake. Head coach Jeff Brustad yelling back, back, back as he's pulling for a play. King Fang Pang has room on the inside, almost loses the handle on the ball, recovers it. And jumper just inside the 3-point line, does not go through for Dunn. And Riley Dunn at 7 foot even is the biggest man on either of these rosters. I'm trying to make sure to match him up well with Sedina NDA, who stands at 6'11". And some substitutions coming out up here as Shackleton and Mateus substitute out. And we get number 2 of Noah Mendy coming back in. Shot from 3, falls short for Tyrese Lacey. Now the Mustangs searching around, trying to see if they can look for an opportunity, chance to tie the game, or take the lead if they can make a 3-point shot. And travel called against Tavian Tyler as he's trying to drive through the inside. He kind of got hit in the face there a little bit, and he's up and he's wondering about that call. He kind of got hit in the face with the ball a little bit. It got tipped a little bit, and then when someone was going for it, and he recovered, and then he didn't. But because of the way the movement is, they called it, and back door wide open, big dunk put away for Sedina NDA. Press being played here for a little bit. Steal on this, it's inbounding. Almost an opportunity there for, and a big scramble for the ball as Taylor gets tripped up. And a little bit of gamesmanship was being played there by Daytona. They kind of got the steal there for a bit and caught the Mustangs flat-footed as they were trying to inbound the ball. Kind of a Hail Mary throw up, but it wasn't going to go in, but then the second chance to make sure it's put back by Noah Mendy. That time does work, 18-12. Press being played here, trying to apply pressure on the Mustangs. And King Fang Pang could have just let that go on the double team when it was initially tipped and was heading out of bounds, but tried to recover it and now paid the price, and that's a missed opportunity for the Mustangs. Great defense being played there by Noah Mendy and Tyrese Lacey. Lacey, pass outside. Gets it over to a shot from 3. Doesn't go through for CJ Hall. Scramble for the ball. Skyhook attempt. Doesn't go through for NDA. Scramble here. Fast break attempt. Shot taken. Blocked for Kirksey. He's calling for a foul, for a hip check foul to the ref. And the ref isn't buying. 18-14 right now. Oh, scrambled away and stolen by Tyler. Tyler's going to back away wisely and allow for a fresh play to set up. Oh, tried to go for the get aggressive for a stretch pass the inside to Riley Dunn, and Dunn just could not hold on to it. And that'll roll out of bounds and give it back to Daytona as we have eclipsed the halfway mark already here in the first half. We've had basically little to no stoppage so far. No one's used any timeouts. We've only had 3 fouls so far. We'll see how that holds up as this game evolves. Lacey trying to go past the inside, and that's going to go out of bounds off the foot of Tavian Tyler for the Mustangs. So throw-in coming up here. Bounded from 3. Kind of got left to his own devices there with De Los Santos. Didn't go through. And it goes out of bounds off to the multiple players for the Mustangs who are trying to get the rebound. And a timeout is now called. Going to be a 30-second timeout called by Daytona. So as we take a look here at some stats, 7 for 17 on the field goal for Daytona. 6 for 14 for Monroe. 41.2 field goal percentage for Daytona. 42.9 for Monroe. So they're about equal in that regard. 4 threes for Daytona. That's where the edge is right now. Only 2 for the Mustangs. And as I scroll down through some of the remaining stats, rebounds is 10-7 in favor of Daytona. 3-2 in offensive rebounds, 7-5 in defensive rebounds. It's early yet, so we'll see how this continues to evolve. And Daytona's had the lead for 6 minutes and 14 seconds. So with that 30-second timeout that Daytona called, let's see what kind of creativity they called for there. Let's also see from the Mustangs if head coach Jeff Brustad was able to call for some adjustments there. Shot misses for Mundy. And now the Mustangs are able to come out with this one and try and get a chance to go back and trying to go up for the shot. Nasser Kirksey able to draw the foul. And you'll get to take 2 shots. And Noah Mendy gets called for his second foul. So let's see what Kirksey does here from the charity stripe. And nothing but net on that first free throw. And substitution here as Janiel De Los Santos substitutes out. And Adrian Shackleton comes back in. And Trey Wilson also comes in, number 0, particularly being back, and replace Noah Mendy. Give him a little bit of a reprieve. So both free throws are made by Kirksey. Now it's a 2-point game. Mustangs looking for a big stop here against Daytona. Pass outside, and here's a shot from 3, and that's not what the Mustangs need right there. That was a beauty from number 5 of C.J. Hall. 6'4" freshman. There's a 3-point response attempt. Doesn't go through for Tyler. And there's a jump ball forced here. And jump ball goes in favor of Daytona. And actually call a foul on it against Riley Dunn. Oh, almost lost on the ball there. Recovered. And a nice putback on the alley-oop. And so now Daytona continues to hold the initiative. Stretch their lead out to 7. Ryan Booley was assisted by Tyrese Lacey there. That was a beauty. Lacey's already up to 7 assists on the game. That was Booley's first basket. Fight through. Nick Williams. Inside to Tavian Tyler. And now to Nasser Kirksey. Kirksey goes for a shot. Oh, and he makes the end one from 3. Oh, my goodness. How about that one, ladies and gentlemen? The death stare towards the sideline from Nasser Kirksey. Boy, that was the wrath of God coming in right there. Chance for a 4-point swing here from Kirksey. And he comes up with it on the free throw. So a 4-point swing for Nasser Kirksey. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Send that one to the highlight reel. 3-point game, 1 possession now. Daytona looking to regain some foothold after that swing from Kirksey. Over the top of his head. No. And that's going to be an out and one, I believe, for Trey Wilson there. It is, and he'll get a chance to take one. Well, I guess 1 and 1 deserves another. And Dunn got called for that one, and that's his second foul. So he'll substitute out and be relieved by Abraham Rosario. Oh, doesn't make it on the free throw. So that stops the bleeding a little bit for the Mustangs, and they get the rebound. Still 5-point game. Kirksey emboldened by his attempt there. Goes over to King Feng Pang. Doesn't make it on the shot. Big scramble for the rebound. Nobody can really hold on to it. And it goes in Daytona State's favor. Daytona now trying to see if they can do something in here. There's room on the inside there. At least he was wide open, but I don't think Shackleton saw it. He almost lost the ball in backcourt, but it was recovered after a tip away by Tyler. Booley trying to go pick and roll over towards Harper. Harper shoots from 3. It's going to go wide left and roll out of bounds. And Kirksey able to kind of box out there and ensure it goes out of bounds. And turns the ball back over to the Mustangs with 7:01 remaining here in the first half. Press being played here by Daytona. Trying to force a mistake. Barely held on to by Mosley. The boys got to come down a little bit. Kind of regain some composure when those things go on. Tyler, pass outside. I got to say, I'm digging the gold basketball sneakers from Tavian Tyler. Reminds me of the gold spikes Michael Johnson used to wear when running track and field in the 400 meters. King Feng Pang goes for the second chance shot here and gets it after the miss from Abraham Rosario. And that'll close the gap to 3. Pass outside. Lacey can't get through. Pass inside. Trey Wilson gets blocked by King Feng Pang. Pass outside to 3. Doesn't go through for Harper. Scramble for the ball, trying to keep it in bounds. And a little too much there. Shackleton couldn't hold on to it, and he dribbles it out of bounds. And that turns the ball over to the Mustangs. Fakir Mosley will handle the inbounding duties. And now number 11, Adil Lopez, come back in, and he will substitute in to give some relief to Adrian Shackleton. Tavian Tyler outside towards King Feng Pang. And now over to Nasser Kirksey. Kirksey drives the lane, goes for a layup, and makes that one under double coverage. What a beauty of a play for Nasser Kirksey. The man is on a mission right now. He's in double digits. 1-point game. Daytona trying to fight to hold on the lead with this run going on. And they get the foul, going for the shot. And that'll be Abraham Rosario who gets called for that foul. So 4 apiece between these two teams. And going to the charity stripe now will be Alex Harper. Looks like head coach Joey Canton's having a little bit of talk with Ryan Booley while we have some time here, excuse me. First free throw is good for Harper. And the second one is good as well. Three-point lead, still 1 possession game. Deep pass to King Feng Pang from Kirksey. And he's going to get called for the travel. He's trying to fight for space on the inside. Inside the paint protection has been pretty good for Daytona. And forced some mistakes from the Mustangs. Also earlier, before they resumed there, Nico Pena substituted back in and replaced Tavian Tyler. And that'll be tipped out of bounds. Stop the pass to Booley from off of King Feng Pang. Inbounded. And another foul. And King Feng Peng is showing some frustration with that. And Fakir Mosley's going to get called for that. He'll be his first foul. 5th for the Mustangs here in this half. And so now Adil Lopez will get to shoot 2. First one is good. Makes it a 2-possession game. Let's see what it does here on the next one. Doesn't make it. And rebounded by Mosley. Mosley being pressed here. Gets rid of it. Pass to Rosario. And back to the point to Mosley. Mosley. King Feng Peng on the outside. King Feng Peng trying to find his way through, and he's going to get fouled. And that'll be called against number 3, Alex Harper for Daytona. That evens it up back up to 5 fouls apiece. Second foul for Harper. Mustangs trying to scramble, look for some room here. King Feng Peng gets it to him. Just barely hangs on to it. In the back corner there, under triple coverage, but pass onto the inside to Abraham Rosario, and he'll make that layup. It's back to a 2-point game, 28-26. Cooley outside towards Lacey. Now over towards Harper. Back and forth between Harper and Lacey. 6 seconds on the shot clock. 4 seconds. Short shot there for Lacey. Recovered by Kirksey. Kirksey takes himself. Goes for the shot for the layup and will get fouled. And Daniel De Los Santos gets called for that one. Or excuse me, nope, it'll be Ryan Booley. Or his first foul. Misheard the number there. First free throw is good for Kirksey. And it goes to 6 fouls now for Daytona. And now Kirksey with one more will have a chance to tie it here as we have some players substitute out on the Daytona side of things. Free throw is good. We have a tie game, ladies and gentlemen, with just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Both these teams very stout, very competitive, with depth. Coach Brustad calling for zone defense there. We have a 3-2 zone being played. Lacey can't get through, goes outside. Deep shot from 3. Doesn't go through for C.J. Hall. Mustangs get the rebound. Here comes Pena trying to bound his way down the court. Gets double teamed. And they're going to call Daytona for pushing him out of bounds. So Harper will get called for that one. And now we are in the bonus on shooting for the Mustangs. We have 1 for 1 for Nico Pena. First free throw is good for Nico Pena. Let's see what he does here on the second. You'll get that one as well. Monroe now leads by 2. Scramble for the rebound there. And goes out of bounds off Daytona. Three and a half minutes to go here in the first half. Kirksey calls for a play. Trying to get a pick from King Feng Peng. It's outside to Mosley. Mosley from 3. That's going to bounce. Not the way he wants it to. And rebound recovered by Flamio Mateus. From 3. And that one is good from outside for Alex Harper. 1 point lead for Daytona now. It's going back and forth. Pena tries to respond from 3. Goes wide. Rebounded. Miss for Rosario. And taken away by Daytona. Lacey outside. Going towards Harper. Corner 3. That one is good for CJ Hall. Back-to-back threes for Daytona. Absolutely electric right now. They lead now by 4. Miss on the layup. Doesn't go through for Mosley. And Daytona will recover. Another corner 3 attempt. And it's good for CJ Hall. 3 straight threes for Daytona. Absolutely shell-shocking Monroe and turning the tables on them and leading by 7. Full timeout called here by head coach Jeff Brustad, and probably a wise move. And we'll take a break here, and we'll be right back on the Mustangs YouTube channel with the resolution of this half. Welcome back to the Mustangs YouTube channel. Ben Smith live on the call from the MAC. Let's see after that timeout what the Mustangs are going to do to recover here after 3 straight unanswered threes from Daytona to put them from being down by 2 to up by 7. King Fang Pang can't find room on the inside. Goes outside to Kirksey, and there's a foul. And Flamio Mateus for foul for reaching around the back behind somebody. Since we're in the bonus, it'll be a 1-on-1 for Abraham Rosario. And he'll miss on the free throw attempt. And now response coming up here from Daytona. Under 2 minutes to go. And shot from 3 from the outside. That will not go through for Alex Harper, and it bounced off the shot clock. And that'll turn it back over to the Mustangs with 1:45 to go in the half. And desperately hoping to close the gap here before we go into halftime and end on a high note. Nick Williams inbounds it. Back and forth between Kirksey and Pena, trying to bound it down the court and get by the press. Fang Pang trying to go for the pick. Can't get it to go through. He'll get the ball now. Reverses outside to Williams. Williams tries to throw it up himself. Big scramble for the rebound inside the paint, and it goes in Daytona's favor. And D.A. was able to recover it. Harper goes outside. Back and forth between him and C.J. Hall, and Hall gets called for the travel. With 65 seconds remaining here in the half. Back underway. Final minute of play in the half. from 3 for Kirksey. Doesn't go through. And rebound will be recovered by Harper. Press being played by the Mustangs. Trying to go to the inside, get too fancy with it. King Fang Pang with the steal. Back to Kirksey. Kirksey drives the lane, throws it up. Doesn't get the shot, but he does get the foul. And the foul count being in the Mustangs' advantage right now. Hold on to it. A little quick on the inside huddle for Daytona. Planning something out here. And a one-on-one for Nasser Kirksey. And that first free throw is good. And well, ladies and gentlemen, well, that first, I mentioned it earlier, it was low foul and low stoppage during the opening salvo of the first half. But then as we got into in the second half of the first half, it's a bit of a paradox to say, we got a little argy-bargy pickup here on the court. And the foul count suddenly spiking shows that. Both free throws are made by Nasser Kirksey. It's a 5-point game. 30 seconds remaining in the half. Lacey looking for a play. Lanes close up, goes outside to Harper. Harper drives, back outside to Lacey. Deep zone being played here by Mustangs. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Having trouble deciding on where to go through for a play. And it's going to be stolen away for the Mustangs. Here comes Kirksey. Throws that up, can't get it to go through. But neither can Williams on the second chance. Great inside the paint protection. And then on the fast break attempt, can't go through. As Mateus gets swallowed up by King Fang Pang. And that will do it for the first half. Daytona leads 37-32 over the Mustangs at the end of the first half. We'll take a break here and be back in 15 minutes' time with first half stats and second half action here on the Mustangs YouTube channel. I'm Ben Smith. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mustangs YouTube channel's coverage of men's basketball action from the MAC between the Mustangs and the Daytona State Falcons. Let's take a look at some of the stats here from this first half. So leading scorer right now for either team is Nasser Kirksey with 15 points off the bench for Monroe. And he has the most time playing too. Swinging over to the Daytona State side, the only player in double digits is Alex Harper with 11. 3 for 6 from 3. And then also 3 for 5 from 3 is CJ Hall. That's been the big boon for Daytona State and what's had them be as good as they are right now. And we're about to get back underway. And it'll be a Mustangs ball to start. Inbounded over to Fakir Mosley. Apologize, folks. Our live stats are down at the moment. Hopefully that gets resolved here shortly. His shot is missed for Williams. And scramble for the ball and the rebound. Harper gets it. Drove him for a fast break attempt. And he makes this one. And live stats are back up now. Harper, though, and get the steal as well. And then up for a layup, a response from Monroe. We're going fast and furious to start off here in this second half as Fakir Mosley is able to make that layup. Kicked outside towards Harper from 3. And he makes this one. That has been a deadly weapon in this so far. That's the 4th 3 for Alex Harper in this one. Williams has it. Goes for up for the ball. Can't get it to go through. And back continuing here. Rosario able to get the defensive rebound there. It's his 4th rebound. And an offensive foul against Abraham Rosario. That'll be the first foul of the second half. Driving through. Dooley picked up. Outside, and then a big 3 for Tyrese Lacey. Daytona State is absolutely menacing from the three-point line right now. Right back where they left off. 11 points now over the Mustangs. Pena trying to fight his way through and find a hole, and he's getting double-teamed right now. Trying to hold on to the ball. Gets it to Hart. Hart. Rosario. Back to Pena. Pena lays it up, and this time it'll go through. Just in time, too. He only had a few seconds left on the shot clock there. Here's Daytona State. Look for their response. Range, inside, trying to go through. Can't get it. Ripped away from Booley, and it goes out of bounds off of the Mustangs, so it'll still be a Daytona ball here. Drive to the inside. Good takeaway for Nick Williams. It's outside to Mosley. Mosley throws it up, overshoots on the layup attempt. Stretch pass here, fast break attempt to Lacey. Goes over his top of his head, and he'll make that one. A little bit of fancy footwork there for that one. Here comes the Mustangs trying to respond, and a foul. Maybe Adrian Shackleton gets called for that one. That'll be his first. So both teams equal on fouls now. Pena from 3, and he makes that one. And he throws up the goggles. That's more what the Mustangs need to be doing right now. They close the gap to 9. Harper. Pass outside to Shackleton. Mustangs need to get a big stop here. There's a pick thrown up. Shot from 3. This time doesn't go through. And kind of stops this excessive bleeding to to Daytona on this one, and that will miss for Lacey and rebounded by the Mustangs. Now the Mustangs get set for another opportunity. And Daytona been real aggressive on defense, and that's going to be airballed wide for Tahart. I don't know, and for the big man, might as well try and go to the inside if you got that kind of height to use to your advantage. You got plenty of time as well. A little bit of arguing going on right now on the court between Pena as well as Nasser Kirksey. You got to get on the same page here, gents. Three-point attempt from way outside doesn't go through for Mendy. And be kicked outside after the rebound from Abraham Rosario. Pena trying to get through. Goes for the layup. Gets this one under double coverage. That was a beauty. Nico Pena with a beauty, and he's up to 8 points now. Lacey reverses to Shackleton. And then kicked outside to Mendy. Trying to find a lane to get through. Oh, Pena almost got the steal there. And Shackleton holds on to it. And CJ Hall pass outside to Mendy. And now over to Shackleton again. Mendy. Jump. Drives. No. Foul on the inside. Called against Noah Mendy. Be a second in the calf for the Daytona. Third foul for Mendy. And he'll come out as to not risk giving up 2 more fouls and fouling out. And Sedina Indie comes in to replace Booley. And Flamio Mateus will replace Mendy. That's going to roll out of bounds, and that'll be a off of the Mustangs, and it'll be missed opportunities. That's going to be a Daytona ball. But the gap has closed to 7 after getting up to as much as 11. Jumper, mid-range, nope. Doesn't go through for Shackleton. Gets the rebound. Kicked outside from 3. Misses for CJ Hall. Rebounded by Nick Williams. Oh, almost lost the ball here. Kirksey holds on to it just barely. Prevent the steal attempt. Williams trying to drive and draws the foul. And that'll be against Shackleton. His second. And Tahart now will substitute out. And now King Feng Peng will come back in. The 6'9" sophomore from Queens. Pang inside. Gets it to Riley Dunn. Kicked out towards Nico Pena, who shoots and makes this from 3. 47-43, ladies and gentlemen. 15 minutes to go here in the second half. 4-point game we have on our hands. Mustangs trying to rally back out of this here in the Invitational. Mid-range jumper doesn't go through to Mateus. Oh, and a bit of an Oklahoma land rush going for the ball. It'll still be a Mustangs ball after King Fang Pang trips over the top of Mateus. Looked a bit like a rugby match going on out there with all the bodies falling on top of each other. And Kirksey at the point. Lane closes up inside. Overshoots Dunn on the pass the inside, and it's going to get stolen away. From 3. Goes just short for Shackleton. Fight for the ball for the rebound. King Fang Pang holding on to it, and he's got all sorts of bodies on him. They're still scrumming for the ball. King Fang Pang just sits, and he's going to hold on to that like he's holding on to a baby. That's precious cargo. And they're going to call the jump ball in favor of Daytona. And it looks like some disagreement from the refs. They're going to, and the scorers. They're going to discuss it very briefly. Now we're back underway. Inbounded. Lacey outside, gets to Harper. Right now, the ball moving around right now for Daytona, trying to see if they can find an opening. Outside, inside, hip check foul against Dunn. Pushing out of bounds towards Janiel De Los Santos. And he was kind of beside himself with that one. Kang Fang Pang was a bit upset by it too. Dunn will substitute out, and coming back in will be Abraham Rosario. And mounted to Harper. Over the corner towards Lacey. Lacey tried to go back inside and stolen away by King Fang Pang. Here comes Williams, and he gets the and one. Big play there for Nick Williams for the sophomore from Patterson, New Jersey. That's how you change momentum, ladies and gentlemen. 2-point game on our hands. Chance to make it a 3-point swing and a 1-point game. A timeout called by Daytona State, and it will be a full timeout. With that, folks, we will take a break here as well. I'm Ben Smith. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mustangs YouTube channel. Ben Smith on the call here. Men's basketball action resuming. And free throw misses for Nick Williams. Gets iced on the timeout there. And just barely missed, and now we resume. A 2-point game, ladies and gentlemen. Kirksey tried to go for the steal there and ends up knocking it out of bounds. Off the hands of number 11, Adil Lopez. 6'6" forward. Trying to fold some pressure here. De Los Santos to the point. Back to Harper. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to make something convert here quickly. And they're going to run out of time on the shot clock. 2-point shot just barely within time. In that timeout as well, Harper substitute back in. Booley and Lopez. DNA, Mateus, Shackleton come out. Good jumper for Adil Lopez. This one, another jumper, this time for Nick Williams on the Mustang side of things. Doesn't go through, and it'll be rebounded by Alex Harper. Back to Harper from 3. Doesn't go through. Inbounded here. And it's just barely getting it to Pena on a hip check foul. Trying to go for the steal. And that'll be called against Tyrese Lacey. And that'll be his first. And we're already up to 5 fouls for Daytona in this second half. The foul count went against Daytona's favor in that first half as well. And that's something they'll have to keep an eye on. They're only 2 away already from putting the Mustangs in the bonus. And we're still got 12.5 minutes left in regulation here. Shot from 3. Falls short for Nick Williams and a big scramble for the ball. And I believe there's a foul here. This time they're going to call it against King Fang Pang for his first foul. The third of the half for the Mustangs. Still Daytona leading by 4. He's going to move the ball around corner 3. Just barely misses for Harper. Big scramble for the ball. It's going to go off of Kirksey. He's holding his hip a little bit. Been off, inbounded. And another foul is trying to go for the shot. Pena kind of lost his footing there a little bit. And that'll be Abraham Rosario gets called for that one. He's up to 3 fouls, and that's going to even the odds real quick. So the foul advantage starting to go away for the Mustangs. And Adil Lopez now gets to shoot 2. Miss on the second. 5-point game. Good rebound for Nick Williams. Pendulum swinging back in favor of Daytona, but then they steal attempt there, stepped out, and it'll still be a Mustangs ball. Tyrese Lacey steps out. Down in here to King Fang Pang. King Fang Pang outside to Kirksey. Kirksey drives the lane himself. Goes for the layup, can't get it to go. Big scramble for the rebound. And it'll be picked up for and hold on to by De Los Santos. De Los Santos kicked outside towards Harper. Harper tries to go to the inside for a layup. Lane closes up. Back to the point. Play call from Janiel De Los Santos. Back and forth. Outside for Trey Wilson from 3. That's going to miss. Rebounded easily by Nick Williams. King Fang Pang on the fast break attempt. Can't get through. Lane closes up. And he gets the N1! King Fang Pang, ladies and gentlemen. The sophomore from Queens coming up big right there. That was a play that the Mustangs desperately needed. This game has been a game of inches, ladies and gentlemen. And King Fang Pang will shoot 1 here. Nothing but net on that one. 2-point game, back to 1 possession. Now Daytona looking to hold on to their lead. Mustangs need a big stop here. Almost lost by De Los Santos. Holds on to it just barely. Tough defense being played here. Shot doesn't go through for Harper. Held on to stretch passes. Here comes Kirksey. Hold on, I had to string it back outside. Gap closed quickly. Dynamic mobility being played here. Here's shot from 3. Doesn't go through for Nick Williams. Adil Lopez was able to get that rebound. The Mustangs could not find an opportunity to get into the inside. That's been a problem all day. The height. First chance shot doesn't go through for Trey Wilson, but the second chance shot. Foul for NDA. And DA will probably get to shoot 2 at the line here. Abraham Rosario will get now his 4th foul. He's 1 away from fouling out. He will probably be substituted out here. We got players getting ready to come in. 10-17 to go in this one. There's it started out fast, and that's going to be good on the first free throw for NDA. And yep, Rosario substitutes out, and Riley Dunn comes back in, the 7-foot center sophomore from Ballarat, Australia. Let's see what the Aussie can do. NDA with his second. And that free throw is good. 48-52. 4-point lead now. Penny under pressure here as he's just trying to get down the court. Gets to Kirksey. Kirksey to Williams. Williams almost losing the handle on it. Spin move. Go and gets stuffed by NDA. Kicked back outside by Lopez from 3. Just barely misses for De Los Santos. Mustangs were very fortunate on that one. Another 3-point attempt. Doesn't go through. The 3-point shooting's gone cold suddenly for Daytona as Lopez misses that one. Kirksey drives, throws the ball up. Does not land the shot, but he does draw the foul. Dio Lopez will get called for that one. And it's 7 fouls now for Daytona. Monroe goes into the bonus. 2 shots coming up here for Kirksey. Nothing but net on that first one. Makes it a 1-possession game. Chance to make it a 2-point game coming up here shortly. And he makes the second one as well. 18 points today for Nasser Kirksey. Having himself a nice solid day. A shot from 3. That one is good for Trey Wilson. He had all the time in the world for that one. Now a 5-point game. King Fang Pang. Stretch pass to him. Trying to set up this next play. Fighting his way through. Can't get in. Ball knocked out of bounds away from him. And it'll still be a Mustangs ball. And head coach Jeff Brustad angry at him, saying for the play he wants. Inbounded, King Fang Pang. Kicked out, goes for the layup, can't get through. The inside is blocked off. Lacey tried to throw it outside and knocked out of bounds by Kirksey. And looks like some failure to communicate going on between head coach Jeff Brustad and King Fang Pang. King Fang Pang throws his arms up and says, "I don't know what you want me to do." Tyrese Lacey, pass the point to Trey Wilson. Wilson just had that 3 earlier. Maybe he wants another. I'll go opposite side towards Shackleton. Shackleton, mid-range, jumper, doesn't go through. Nobody's been really good on the mid-range jumpers in this game. That's one thing I've noticed. And that one's going to go up with the layup. That's going to be a big one. Goes in nicely for the big man. As Sedinia Indie makes that one his 6 points for him today. Tyrese Lacey, 12 assists as he got the assist credit on that one. 50-57. And see the sideline screaming right now for Daytona, trying to get the defense to go. And this one's going to be stolen away. Trey Wilson got the hand on that one, intercepted the pass. And here comes Lacey driving the middle. Alley-oop attempt as he was trying to get it to Flamio Mateus, and a jump ball forced, and it's going to turn back over to the Mustangs. With 8:01 to go here in the second half. In the immortal words of the Yankee great Yogi Berra, it's getting late early, ladies and gentlemen. Bounding it down the court, press being played. King Fang Pang from 3, and he makes this one. And timeout called by the Mustangs, and King Fang Pang beside himself with that one after the stretch pass. 57-52. Nope, they call that a jumper. He was just inside for 2 points. And we got a full timeout here, so we'll take one as well on the air. I'm Ben Smith. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mustangs YouTube channel for men's basketball coverage between your Monroe Mustangs and the Daytona State Falcons on day one of the Monroe University Invitational. And boy, this day is not disappointed. It's been a tight game. 5 points separate them. 7:40 to go. Let's see what head coach Jeff Brustad was able to pull out of his bag of tricks with that one. Alley-oop attempt doesn't go up for Lacey, who's trying to set it up for NDA. And instead it got tipped away and picked off by the Mustangs. Defensive rebound for King Fang Peng. Credit is a missed shot there. Nick Williams. Double teamed here. Oh, and he tried to go for Riley Dunn and loses the handle on. Gets to Flamio Mateus. And a missed opportunity there to close the gap by the Mustangs. Lacey can't find the lane. Goes opposite side to Shackleton. Shackleton drives. And stolen away here by Kirksey, but then stolen back from him by Shackleton. How the tables turn, ladies and gentlemen. Lacey outside from three for Shackleton. Falls short, fight for the rebound. Williams is there, trying to get a stretch pass to go out towards King Fang Peng, and the steal attempt for Shackleton goes out of bounds. Mustangs fortunate there. A lot of aggression and some desperation attempts being played here. Field goal percentage for for Daytona State right now is at 35%. 36% from Monroe. Neither one's really shooting that good. The 11 threes for Daytona, on the other hand, has been a big difference maker. Only 4 threes for the Mustangs. Mid-range jumper for King Fang Peng. That one is good. One possession game. Mustangs need a stop. Trey Wilson outside towards Lacey. See if they can, the Mustangs get a stop here, but outside from three, and that one's a beauty for C.J. Hall. Another one. He'll be his fourth. 60-54 now. Right when the Mustangs think they're about to close the gap and they get within one possession, usually that's when the important three gets dropped by Daytona. Williams trying to break through to get up for a layup, and he gets fouled. The foul will be charged to Sedina Ndiaye. He's trying to argue his case with the ref right now, but it'll be 2 shots for Nick Williams, a sophomore guard from Patterson, New Jersey. First free throw is good. Second one misses. Trey Wilson gets the rebound. It's a 5-point game. Daytona looking to maintain or add to the lead. 5:20 to go. Passing around on the outside rapidly. Searching for a three. Here comes Lacey. Just barely misses. Dunn gets the rebound. Pass outside to Kirksey. Sarah Kirksey with a look of a madman in his eyes, trying to go for the layup and go through himself on a bonsai charge, and doesn't go over. Overshoots the basket. Put back for the and one. And that one is good. On the fast break, and then the and one for NDA. And that's an absolute dagger towards the Mustangs. And a timeout is called. And full timeout called by the Daytona State Falcons. So 4:57 to go. Daytona leads 62-55 over Monroe. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the free throw and resumption of play. I'm Ben Smith. We'll be back. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mustangs YouTube channel's coverage of men's basketball action from the MAC. Ben Smith on the call with you. Well, let's see what was decided on the timeouts there. Here's the free throw, and that's going to be good for NDA. 8-point lead now for Daytona over the Mustangs as we come down to the final 5 minutes. Mustangs need to dig down deep, get some stops, got to make some action happen. Kirksey to King Feng Peng, and it's stolen away by Lacey. Lacey, fast break shot, and that layup is good for Trey Wilson. And the Daytona bench is losing its mind right now. 10-point lead right now for Daytona over the Mustangs. Second time they've been up by double digits over them. Kirksey, get outside. Pass outside, gets it to Pena. Pena way outside three, and he will airball that. I'm not sure what he was hoping to come up with there. And he had plenty of time, too, where he could have moved the ball around and try and set up a play. He still had 11 seconds on the shot clock. People forget, that's quite a lot of time you can have to play around with. I get you're feeling desperation, but you got over 4 minutes left. Use it. Next play sets up. Here comes Shackleton. Reverses to Tyrese Lacey. Lacey trying to drive the lane. Pass the inside. Can't find it. Goes outside to C.J. Hall. That one will miss. King Feng Peng gets the rebound and fouled. Both teams are just short. Both teams in the bonus now. So it'll be a free throw, 1-on-1 for the free throws coming up here. It looks like 2 shots potentially. 3:50 to go. 1-on-1, excuse me, for King Feng Peng. Thank you. First free throw is good for King Feng Peng. Let's see if we can get here on the second one. Both free throws are good for King Feng Peng. He's up to 11 points now. Lacey drives. Pass outside. Inside. Skyhook. Good for Sedina Ndiaye. Negates the gap being closed by King Feng Peng. Kirksey picks this up. Trying to pass away the inside and knocked out of bounds by Lacey. Killed off a bunch of time defending. And it's been struggle for the Mustangs trying to get the ball down court. Daytona playing up tight with them. Daytona State coming all the way up from Florida. They came here to stand on business, and they are standing on business, making the Mustangs really have to work for it. And stolen away here by C.J. Hall. And a whistle's count dead, and it's going to be foul for Nasser Kirksey to make sure that C.J. Hall couldn't just run away. As we get now into we are in the bonus, so probably get to go to the free throw line here. 3:20 to go. Free throw no good for C.J. Hall. Rebounded by Nick Williams. Press being played here. Very aggressive play style. 89 Pistons were known for that style of play. Daytona using it to effect. Playing some bully ball here, and that layup is good for Nick Williams. Closes the gap to 8. Under 3 minutes to go. Way outside 3. Oh my goodness, and what a shot there for Alex Harper. Good God almighty. 13 threes for Daytona, And ball knocked away out of bounds as they double team Pena into the corner. I thought they were about to steal it away there, but they lost it out of bounds, and it'll still be a Mustangs ball, and the Mustangs shell-shocked right now. Win or lose, this team's going to have what my grandfather would call the come to Jesus talk with Coach Brewstad after this game. Pena trying to get through to get to King Peng Peng on the corner, and he'll get fouled by Tyrese Lacey. And you can see as they've been emboldened by their lead, Daytona trying to get a little more rapid and creative and physical with their movements. You know, firmly in the double bonus now. So King Feng Peng will take 2. First free throw is good. Second one misses. We're going to close it to 10 points. 2.5 minutes to go. Adrian Shackleton outside towards Harper. Harper inside. Rosario trying to prevent NDA from getting through, and he does. That forces him to pass outside to Harper. And then back out to Trey Wilson. Right now Daytona looking for the final blow potentially. 1 second on the shot clock, and did not get the shot off in time. Trey Wilson, good defense there for the Mustangs. One of their best defensive sets I've seen yet. I pass outside to Nasser Kirksey, who starts off the play at the point. Let's see what he can come up with. Lanes the inside, limited. King Feng Peng, mid-range, makes that one. And timeout called by the Mustangs as this closes down to an 8-point game. This will only be a 30-second timeout. It's 62-70. Mustangs down by 8 to Daytona State. Curious what play they'll come up with. I expect that with 1:38 to go, running out of time here, you're going to be seeing the Mustangs probably go for the press here, given the amount of time that is remaining on the clock right now. Let's see if that's what they go for. Well, what should have been just a 30-second timeout seemed to have kind of turned into a full timeout. And now we're about to get back underway. Daytona, for their part, they're probably expecting a press, and yep, looks like the Mustangs take up position for a press, trying to make it difficult to get the ball inbound, but Malkins will. Shackleton has it. Kirksey all over him. Elbow thrown by Shackleton, trying to force him out. Pass around, shot from 3. Good arc, and that one is good for Alex Harper. And that's going to be a dagger through the hopes of the Mustangs. 14 points from 3 for Daytona. 14 threes. Inside to Pena. Mid-range, doesn't go through. And a foul. Nick Lim's going to call for this one after pushing down NDA. Looks like NDA will get to go to the line here and shoot 1-on-1. Daytona leading by 11 right now with the minute 2 remaining. Miss on the free throw attempt. And 1-1. And it picked off by Kirksey. Goes to Williams. Oh, Williams almost lost hand on it. Gets it back. Tries to skyhook it. And gets denied by Sedenia Ndiaye. Outside. Here comes a drive. Oh, miss on the attempt. Gets denied by King Fang Pang. That was Trey Wilson. That one's going to go short for Tavian Tyler. 30 seconds on the clock. The Mustangs may have lost their chance, and Shackleton goes outside here. Pass over to slow things down and kill off the clock. And Lacey at the point. And that will about do it. Nobody's going to contest here. And this will be the first home loss for the Mustangs of the season. Dropped to 4-1 at home. And that will do it. And Daytona State advances to 8-3. We will see you folks tomorrow. You'll have my good buddy Mike McGinnis on the call with you for tomorrow's game, which is going to be Hagerstown versus Daytona State in the Invitational. Before I come back, I will be back here on Sunday with you folks when the Mustangs take on Hagerstown at 1 p.m. on Sunday for our final home game of the calendar year. So we'll see you folks then. Go have fun tomorrow with Mike Guinness. I will see you folks on Sunday. Ben Smith saying so long and good night from the Mustangs YouTube channel.